class of 2020 seniors as they take on the Warren East Raiders. Our first senior is Annalise Cardwell. Annalise is the daughter of Wes and Tammy Cardwell. At FSHS, Annalise is a member of FBLA, choir, color guard, and runs track. In the community, Annalise is a member of the New Harmony Missionary Baptist Church youth group. In the future, Annalise plans to go into the military. Tonight, Annalise is being escorted by her parents, Wes and Tammy Cardwell, her brother, Logan Cardwell, and her sisters, Jordan and Bailey Cardwell. Annalise Cardwell. Joshua Darty is the son of Joy Rose. At FSHS, Joshua is a member of marching band. In the future, Joshua plans to attend Southern Kentucky Community and Technical College and become an electrician. Tonight, Joshua is being escorted by his mom, Joy Rose. Joshua Darty. Our next senior is Michaela Nelson. Michaela is the daughter of Tim and Stacy Nelson. At FSHS, Michaela is the drum major in the marching band, plays the flute in pep and concert band, and is HOSA state president. In the future, Michaela plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in nursing to later become a labor and delivery nurse. Tonight, Michaela is being escorted by her parents, Tim and Stacy Nelson, and her sister, Courtney Nelson. Michaela Nelson. Carlos Renovato is the son of Leah Renovato and Deborah Keaton. At FSHS, Carlos is a member of the marching band. In the community, Carlos attends Franklin Presbyterian Church. In the future, Carlos plans to attend Southern Kentucky Community and Technical College to earn a degree in culinary. Tonight, Carlos is being escorted by his mom, Leah Renovato, and his grandmother, Deborah Keaton. Carlos Renovato. Our next senior is Haley Smith. Haley is the daughter of Andrew and Katie Smith. At FSHS, Haley is a member of marching, concert, pep, and jazz band, and cross-age tutors at Lincoln and Simpson Elementary. In the future, Haley plans to attend Southern Kentucky Community and Technical College and later transfer to Eastern Kentucky University to study special education. Tonight, Haley is being escorted by her mom, Katie Smith, and her brother, Carter Smith. Haley Smith. Abby Rye Jones is the daughter of PJ and Carrie Jones. At FSHS, Abby is the captain of the varsity cheer team. In the community, Abby dances at SkyDC. In the future, Abby plans to attend college to become a physical therapist. Tonight, Abby is being escorted by her parents, PJ and Carrie Jones, and her sister, Emma Jones. Abby Rye Jones. Our next senior is Sierra Mosley. Sierra is the daughter of Joey and Jessica Mosley. At FSHS, Sierra is on the cheer team. In the community, Sierra is a Little League cheer coach and a member of Bowling Green Seventh-day Adventist Church. In the future, Sierra plans to attend Western Kentucky University to earn a degree in social work. Sierra later plans to work in a hospital as a medical social worker. Tonight, Sierra is being escorted by her parents, Joey and Jessica Mosley, and her brother, Noah Mosley, her sister, Sadie Mosley, and Ryan Flores. Sierra Mosley. Tiana Prince is the daughter of Lakeisha McCory and Tammy McCory. At FSHS, Tiana is the Diversity Club President, a member of Spanish Club, the Catering Cats, and the cheer team. In the community, Tiana attends Harvester's Warehouse Pentecostal Church. In the future, Tiana plans to attend a historical black college or university for 4 years to get a degree in criminology or criminal justice. Tonight, Tiana is being escorted by her mom, Lakeisha McCory, and her dad, Tammy McCory, her sisters, Tiaja and Tiara Prince, and Marcia Corindez, and her brothers, Marcos Corindez and Johan. Tiana Prince. Our next senior is Katie Bunch. Katie is the daughter of Jeff and Ellen Bunch. At FSHS, Katie is the publications editor, FBLA chapter president, and FBLA state treasurer, is a member of student council, and is on the FSHS dance team. In the community, Katie is a dancer and teaching assistant at Scotty C and attends Franklin First United Methodist Church. In the future, Katie plans to attend the University of Kentucky to major in marketing and minor in biology. Tonight, Katie is being escorted by her parents, Jeff and Ellen Bunch, and her brother, Luke Bunch. Katie Bunch. Mackenzie Fleming is the daughter of Angie and Sam Shannon. At FSHS, Mackenzie is a member of HOSA and the FSHS dance team. In the community, Mackenzie is a dancer and teaching assistant at Scotty C and attends Life Point Church. In the future, Mackenzie plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in business management. Tonight, Mackenzie is being escorted by her parents, Angie and Sam Shannon, and her sisters, Layla Fleming and Emma and Sophie Shannon. Mackenzie Fleming. Our next senior is Natalie Maccabee. Natalie is the daughter of Mike Maccabee and Kim Maccabee. At FSHS, Natalie is a member of HOSA and the FSHS dance team. In the community, Natalie lifeguards at Franklin Country Club, is a member of Sulphur Springs Baptist Church Youth Group, and is a dancer and teaching assistant at Scotty C. In the future, Natalie plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in biology and transfer to the University of Kentucky to study pediatrics. Tonight, Natalie is being escorted by her dad, Mike Maccabee, her mom, Kim Maccabee, and her sisters, Sarah and Emily Maccabee. Natalie Maccabee. Fashara Payne is the daughter of Fred and Felicia Payne. At FSHS, Fashara is on the dance team. In the community, Fashara attends Woodburn First Baptist Church and dances at All Stars Dance Academy. In the future, Fashara plans to attend Western Kentucky University to pursue a career in the medical field. Tonight, Fashara is being escorted by her parents, Fred and Felicia Payne, her sister, Fredrea, and her brother, Frederick. Fashara Payne. Our next senior is Jillian Sevilla. Jillian is the daughter of Jackie and Tim Summers. At FSHS, Jillian is on the dance team. In the community, Jillian is a dancer and teaching assistant at Scotty C. In the future, Jillian plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in biology and later become a DMP. Tonight, Jillian is being escorted by her parents, Jackie and Tim Summers, and her sister, Jasmine Sevilla, and her brother, Gavin Summers. Jillian Sevilla. Caroline Yates is the daughter of Joanna Yates and Dale Yates. At FSHS, Caroline is on the dance team. In the community, Caroline dances at Scotty C and participated in Distinguished Young Women of Simpson County. In the future, Caroline plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in nursing. Tonight, Caroline is being escorted by her mom, Joanna Yates, and her brother, Will Yates. Caroline Yates. Our next senior is AJ Burr. AJ is the son of Anthony and Shanika Burr. At FSHS, AJ is on the football team. In the community, AJ attends Franklin Community Church. In the future, AJ plans to attend Western Kentucky University and consider a major in business. Tonight, AJ is being escorted by his parents, Anthony and Shanika Burr. AJ Burr. Christian Dixon is the son of Jordan and Kimberly Luthi. At FSHS, Christian is on the football team. In the future, Christian plans to attend college to get a degree in robotic engineering. Tonight, Christian is being escorted by John Profit. Christian Dixon. senior is Brandon Fisher. Brandon is the son of Lisa and Jeff Fisher. At FSHS, Brandon is on the football team. In the community, Brandon is involved in the Pride Truck Wash. In the future, Brandon plans to become a diesel mechanic. Tonight, Brandon is being escorted by his parents, Lisa and Jeff Fisher. Brandon Fisher. Chase Gooch is the son of Elaine and Thomas Gooch. At FSHS, Chase is on the football team and a member of the Diversity Club. In the community, Chase attends Hillview Heights Church and helps with Little League football. In the future, Chase plans to attend college to play football and later become a physical therapist assistant. Tonight, Chase is being escorted by his parents, Thomas and Elaine Gooch. Chase Gooch. Our next senior is Cooper Gregory. Cooper is the son of Charlie and Melissa Gregory. At FSHS, Cooper is on the football team. In the community, Cooper helps with Little League football and attends Blackjack Baptist Church. In the future, Cooper plans to attend Ball State University and become a physical therapist assistant. Tonight, Cooper is being escorted by his parents, Charlie and Melissa Gregory, and his brother, Devin. Cooper Gregory. Dalton Hunter is the son of Jessica and Chad Hunter. At FSHS, Dalton is on the football team. In the future, Dalton plans to attend college to play football and major in criminology. Tonight, Dalton is being escorted by his parents, Chad and Jessica Hunter, and his brother, Colton Hunter. Dalton Hunter. Our next senior is Quinn Kelly. Quinn is the son of Bill and Christy Kelly. At FSHS, Quinn is a member of FBLA, runs track, and is on the football team. In the community, Quinn attends Franklin First United Methodist Church and is an intern at the courthouse. In the future, Quinn plans to attend the University of Kentucky to study history and law. Tonight, Quinn is being escorted by his parents, Bill and Christy Kelly. Quinn Kelly. Our next senior is Connor Rogers. Connor is the son of Kevin and Angie Rogers. At FSHS, Connor is a member of Teenage Republicans, DECA, FBLA, and the football team. In the community, Connor helps with Little League football and attends Sulphur Springs Baptist Church. In the future, Connor plans to attend Western Kentucky University to major in business administration. Tonight, Connor is being escorted by his parents, Kevin and Angie Rogers, and his brother, Tyler Roberts. Connor Rogers. Leandre Stutzman is the son of Leslie Nolan and Jeffrey Stutzman. At FSHS, Leandre is on the football team. In the community, Leandre helps with Little League football. In the future, Leandre plans to attend college to play football and major in business. Tonight, Leandre is being escorted by his mom, Leslie Nolan. Leandre Stutzman. Our next senior is Hunter Sutton. Hunter is the son of Amy Sutton. At FSHS, Hunter is a part of the TRIO program and the football team. In the community, Hunter is involved in Feed the Need and Junior Wildcat football. In the future, Hunter plans to join the military with the ROTC program and get a degree in business or surgery. Tonight, Hunter is being escorted by his mom, Amy Sutton, and his brothers, Alec, Christopher, and Blake. Hunter Sutton. Our last senior is Justin Todd. Justin is the son of Anthony and Tammy Combs. At FSHS, Justin is on the football team. In the community, Justin is involved with Feed the Need and helps with Little League football. In the future, Justin plans to join the Air Force with a career in information technology. Tonight, Justin is being escorted by his parents, Anthony and Tammy Combs, and his brother, Samuel. Justin Todd. I would like to thank all of the families that have supported our seniors and got them to where they are today. Let's give a big round of applause for the class of 2020. Congratulations and good luck in the future.
More and East, he's been able to run it more, and really last year there was the expectation that he would be he would be involved in the running game, but I don't think coming into this season anybody knew exactly how important he was going to be to this Warren East team. We knew he was going to carry a big burden, but with his legs, I don't think anybody knew exactly what he was capable of, and he's been everything for them. Like I said, 66% of their offense can be directly accounted to Nolan Ford, and almost all of the rest of it can be accounted to KJ Alexander. So they're the two guys you got to watch, but that's the thing that makes them so dangerous. Ford can get it done on the ground, through the air, and they've got multiple guys outside that they like to go to. So you can't just try to key in on one or two of those guys. Like you said, they've got 3, 4, or 5, don't have too much size up front, and I think Warren East, if you watched them last year, that's exactly where you would point at and say, man, if they just had some hog mollies up there to block for Thomas Maxey, then they'd be able to take the next step. And just like with Warren Central, not to the same degree, but that's where Franklin Simpson is going to have to take advantage, especially with this weather. You're going to have to get into the backfield. You can force some guys to slip up. Ball security is going to be an issue. Got to get after it defensively.
On the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders, of course, starting lineups, you never know with football.
Right, especially on defense.
They only list 3 down linemen. I assume they were going to have at least 4 probably, but at any
on one team to do it, it would be Franklin Simpson in these conditions, the way that they are built to run the football.
Absolutely, and you definitely, I couldn't add anything to that. That's exactly right. The coaches and captains and officials are meeting at midfield now for the coin toss, and we will give that to you as we're just about 3 minutes away from getting this one kicked off. Warren East with a nice contingent across the way, all things considered here tonight. We mentioned it's hard to believe, Tyler, we're waiting on the coin toss. Next Friday night wraps up the regular season.
It is crazy.
I've said, and I've probably said it on the air, I think high school football moves quicker. The season moves quicker than any of the others.
No doubt.
I guess because you only play one time a week, and that just, makes it seem like it's a little quicker. But it is hard to believe this is week 9 already.
Especially when you consider where this team was week 1 to now. We see it every season, but this year in particular, you look at an 0-4 start, then you reel off 4 in a row. It's been fun in a different way to watch this team.
That's something that Coach Preston alluded to as we have the toss. He did not signal who won the toss, but anyway, the Wildcats are going to get the ball first. We do know that. So we will get the ball to get this one started tonight. The coin toss brought to you by Franklin Pharmacy at 810 North Main Street. Franklin Pharmacy is proud to be a sponsor of Wildcat football. Stop by or call them at 270-813-1101. Their friendly staff is ready to serve your prescription needs. Let's take one more break, get a legal ID in at the top of the hour. We'll play football right after this on WFKN.
Let's get up and get loud for your Franklin Simpson Wildcats.
Just play me 2 and an ID, and we'll be ready. I saw your text. Am I louder now?
Yeah.
I turned my mic up. I turned my mic up a little bit. I think I had it a little low.
It's because that one's broken, so we don't really know where to put it.
3, 2, 1.
Both teams take the field as the Raiders will kick off to the Wildcats. Back deep for the Cats, Stutzman and Harrison. Standing at about their 15-yard line.
Well, we've seen Omar come on strong here in the back half of the season, haven't we?
For a fact.
Would love to see him heavily involved tonight.
Kick is short. Stutzman catches it at about the 25, across the 30, 35. He runs around some men at the 40, 45. He could make it. 50, 45, 40. Just a kicker to beat. 35, 20, 15, and he's tackled there. Leo Stutzman getting this thing started with some electricity, as we've seen him do from time to time. Especially, he has a penchant, Tyler, for doing it on opening kickoffs.
And he has a penchant for doing it in big games like this one. We've seen it do it opening night. He loves to make big plays in big games. We saw it in the state championship last season firsthand, and we saw Franklin Simpson with some pretty good field position the last time they were on the field against Warren Central, and, well, just more of the familiar. Here we are again in the red zone to start the first drive.
Started at the 15. Luke Richardson under center. Connor Rogers in the backfield. Luke turns around, hands it to Connor. Connor gets across the 15, but no, he just get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Number 20, Memphis Height, a 6'1", 195 defensive back in there on the stop for the Raiders, and it's 2nd and 10 from the 15.
And it seems like, at least to start this game, maybe because of the weather and the field conditions, Chase being held out of offense, at least for now. Could come out there later on, but I'd say it's a wise move by Coach Preston considering the conditions.
2nd and 10 from the 15. Handoff this time to the right. I think that's Harrison. He's crossed the 15. 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Wildcats.
Well, I said I wanted to see a big game from Omar.
You did.
Pretty darn good start. A fantastic opening series for Franklin Simpson, all started by a great kickoff from Leo that we have become so used to seeing, and then Omar just continuing a fantastic second half of the season. He's one of those guys that, especially with Tedrick out, he's going to have to be big tonight, going to have to be big moving forward as we get closer and closer to playoff time.
He has a 15-yard score there, and Cole Hollingsworth on to add the extra point. Snap, set, kick, and he remains perfect on the season. With 10:58 left first quarter, Franklin Simpson 7, Warren Central nothing. We're back after this on WFKN. Let's see.
Okay.
Give me a 2, Keith. 2
All right.
plays.
15 yards.
15 yards.
102.
102.
That might be the easiest drive summary you would have in terms of calculating everything.
Well, if that's any indication.
Three, two, one.
DeMontre Pillow returns it for the Raiders all the way from his own 4-yard line out across the 30 to the 31. So a 27-yard return for Pillow. That scoring drive for the Wildcats, 2 plays, 15 yards in 1 minute and 2 seconds. Brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your all-star insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. Give them a call at 270-253-5016.
Raiders going 4 wide, first play. Might be looking to spread it out to run it, or do we see him throw it early?
Forward takes a snap, hands it off. Good run by Alexander, and he has a first down running hard all the way out to the 42, 43-yard line. Nothing fancy, just straight up the gut to the 43, so a gain of 12 and a Raider first down.
And a good play setup. You spread the field, come back with a run right up the gut. That's what Warren East is going to have to do. Like I mentioned, they don't have the size up front to compete with Franklin Simpson, but if you can get some guys spread out looking in different directions, that's when you're going to be able to take advantage.
4 receivers again, 2 right, 2 left. Handoff again, Alexander. Not much that time, a yard, and that's it. It'll bring up a second and about 9 for the Raiders.
Don't know if this is a game where you can afford to go back to the well with the same play twice in a row if you're Warren East. They tried to throw a little wrinkle in, saw maybe a little fake bubble screen on the left side or near side, but if you're East, you're going to have to move it sideline to sideline and then come back up the middle. You're going to have to use each facet of the game to set up another.
They gave him 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Ford has a snap, hands it off again, same play. And he's across the 45 to about the 47. And it's going to bring up 3rd and medium range for the Raiders.
Feels like Coach Griffith has something in his back pocket that he's trying to set up right now. And we might see it here, 3rd and manageable.
Same setup this time, 2 left, 2 right. Alexander just to the left of Ford. Now he'll move to his right. 3rd and 5, Ford. Going to throw it to the right, and it's dropped. Had a man out there.
There's the first impact of the rain we see.
Yeah, Deshaun Gilbert was wide open, and I mean, he just dropped it. And it'll bring up a 4th and 5, and the Raiders will punt it away. And their punter is Xavier Von Drasic, a 6'2", 205-pound junior.
He does not look like a punter. I just want to establish that for the listeners.
He looks like a
at
linebacker.
home. Yes.
Snap. He has it. Gets it away. He doesn't look like a punter either. You said it. It's a short punt, and it lands at the 38-yard line. And you mentioned good field position, Tyler. And the Wildcats are going to have it again here on this one. I mentioned to Coach Preston it was good to see the number of points that we scored last week, and he kind of facetiously said, well, when you start at your own 15 or 20 yard, if you start at their 15 or 20 yard line every time, it's easy to score that many points.
Well, I mean, by the standards set over the last 2 games, this field position is awful.
That's true.
The punt return team has to step it up.
Richardson has it. He hands it off this time to Carter, I think that was. Yep, Malik. No, Chase Gooch.
Good to see him out there.
And he's up to the 39-yard line. Gain of 2. And it's 2nd and 8.
And I could see Chase on that first offensive drive. He was over on the sideline just as we saw him shortly after he was injured. And then in last week's game, he just kind of walked up and down. And it felt like this time he was just trying to get his footing. And in a situation like this, that is important. Mentioned this earlier with the field conditions.
Richardson takes a snap. Quick handoff. This time to Gooch. He's across midfield. 45-40. He's going to be chased down at about the 30-yard line of the Raiders. Chase Gooch gets up, feeds himself, says, give me the ball. He actually got to the 29. That's a good spot. We'll take it.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. He checks out. Carter checks in.
Looked pretty good on that run.
Yes, he did for a fact. .8:15 left first quarter. Wildcats leading 7-0 and trying to get deep into Raider territory once again.
See if Leo can get a touch soon.
Richardson has a snap, gives it to Harrison. Same play he scored on. 25.
Might do it again.
20, 15, he's tackled there. They'll knock him down at the 13. Another big run, Omar Harrison. And a first down, Wildcats. And a Raider down. That is number 15, Seth Blaine.
Back up quick to his credit. Now he's leaning back over.
Must have got his bell rung, maybe. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 14, back in the red zone. They're trying to make quick work again on this drive.
Back around the same point of the field, they were able to, well, they started the last drive. So obviously you can take something away with Omar's big run and figure out how to attack Warren East here.
Carter's in the backfield. Stutzman goes in motion, hands it off to Carter. He's driving, plowing, and they blew him dead. His feet were still moving.
And he was moving forward, too.
They'll blow him dead at the 12-yard line, gain of just 2. And it will be 2nd and 8. Wildcats can get a first down at the 4-yard line.
I'm with you. It felt like they blew that one dead a little early because normally even if his feet are still moving, they'll blow it dead if the momentum is stopped. But it looked, at least from our angle, he was still pushing forward.
7 minutes left, first quarter. Richardson hands it off to Stutzman. Running left. He's got some room. Across the 5. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Well, that was a play early on calling for Leo to get his touch. That ruins my perfect night, but a perfect start for Franklin Simpson offensively. Leo with a big kick return on the last drive. Wasn't able to finish it himself. This time he gets the touch, takes it around the left side into the front corner of the end zone. Picture perfect start if you're Franklin Simpson. And it all started with the defense getting a stop near midfield. Punt wasn't great or anything, but those are the opportunities that you grant yourself when your defense steps up and makes a stop quickly into a drive.
Hollingsworth on for the extra point. Snap, set, kick. Good. With 6:47 left, first quarter, Franklin Simpson 14, Warren East nothing. We're back after this. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFKN.
Okay.
Just give me one.
Yep.
This might be a quicker one than we thought.
Yeah. Need your summary?
Oh, yes.
5 plays, 63 yards, 218.
3, 2, 1.
5 plays, 63 yards in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run by Leo Stutzman. That Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your All-Star Insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016.
And a scoreboard update for you, Mr. Talley. Don't have a time on this one, but Allen County Scottsville leads Russell County 7-0. Can assume they're somewhere around the same time mark as us, maybe late first quarter from Allen County Scottsville. Big game we need to pay attention to. ACS wins that one. Some things are in play, but right now Franklin Simpson taking everything off the board when it comes to that district title race.
Hollingsworth's kickoff goes through the back of the end zone. And that'll be a touch back for the Raiders. .647 left here in the first quarter. Wildcats up early, 14-0. Raiders take over at their own 20-yard line, and they'll have this exact same setup they've had for. This will be the 4th play they've ran. Ford keeps it this time, and he's got some running room, and he gets down near a first down. He's a little short, couple yards short, gain of about 8, 2nd and 8.
See, there's what I feel like those inside runs were all setting up early on, and a lot of the time with this East team, you're going to see a lot of the read option. In that first drive, Franklin Simpson was content to say, okay, we'll give up the dive up the middle, and then after allowing that so much on the first drive, they turn around and say, well, we know they're going to take it there, and then Ford is able to keep it and go outside, and that's what makes the 1-2 combination of Ford and Alexander so tough to stop.
Ford wants to throw it this time. It's caught for a first down. Can't tell who that was, Tyler.
Who's 22?
Number 22 is Kayvon Faison. And they have a Raider. He has a Raider first down. You can't even tell it's raining when you look through these binoculars, Tyler. Forward in the gun, throws it out to the left. This time it's caught again, but just back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Gavin Finch, Connor Rogers, Riley Brownlee, You name a Wildcat, they were in on that one. The reception was to Deshaun Gilbert for no gain. It's 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
Reminiscent of the 2018 Franklin Simpson defense.
Yes.
3, 4, 5. You can't even name all the guys that were in the area to make the play. And we've talked about it this season. Guys have put themselves in a position to make the play but haven't been able to make them. And now over the last few games, we've seen guys finishing the play when they put themselves in the spot to do just that.
Clock moves, 5:05 left, first quarter. Handoff this time, Alexander. He's crossed the 40 to the 42, just a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and long for the Raiders, 3rd and 7 to be exact.
And I found it interesting, Brian Talley, that last 4th and 5 was it that Warren East had. They decided to punt it near midfield, and now already down 2 touchdowns. I know you don't want to dig yourself too big of a hole, but after seeing that last punt with the weather and the way Franklin Simpson offense is going, this could be 4-down territory.
It's a big down here for the Wildcat defense. Make them have to make a decision.
Now jumped off sides and then did
sides,
anyways.
And we did. So that'll be 5 yards. They'll be about 2 yards short of the first down, but man, if you're an offense, you like 3rd and 2 a whole lot better than you like 3rd and 7.
Got Hunter Sutton to jump once, and then he was able to hold up, and then he jumped again. Just smart play from Nolan Ford.
Ford in the gun as he's been all night. Takes a snap, and he's going to be hitting the backfield that time. No, thank you, says Mr. K.J. Hardesty. Tyler, it is scary to watch that young man play defense and remember he's a freshman.
Just too predictable of a play calling. I know if you're Warren East, that's your guy, but in that situation, if you're on the Franklin Simpson defense, you're looking across that line of scrimmage and you see Ford back there, man standing in front of him, you know he's going to keep that ball, and you know he's going right up the middle. And we talked about this in the breakdown. The middle of the field is not where Warren East is going to win this game. They just don't have the size to match up with Franklin Simpson, especially when you do something as predictable as that. And just as we talked about a little bit earlier, turns out it is 4-down territory. At least it looks like it. They're going to have to talk about it.
Coach Griffith wants a timeout to talk about it. We'll take one as well. 3:23 left first quarter. Franklin Simpson 14, Warren East nothing. We're back after this on WFKU.
All right, ready?
Just give me one.
Yeah.
I don't understand that call.
That's a sign of an offense that's not very confident in themselves.
At least do something different.
Three, two, one.
Quick score update from Allen County. The Patriots up on Russell County 14-0 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
And now if you're Warren East, the way that game's playing out and the way this one's playing out, you're looking at going from a shot at the district championship to now having to play on the road in the first round of the playoffs.
They're going to go for it here on 4th and 4. That was a 2-yard loss.
5 wide here.
With 5 receivers, nobody in the backfield. Ford looks to throw. Looks left. Going to throw it. Got a man out there. It's picked off. Riley Brownlee picks it off. It was sorely underthrown. Riley Brownlee gets in there at the 29-yard line, and the Wildcats are back in business yet again.
Great play by Riley, but I think that might have been their version of a punt. I think that might have been why the timeout was called. You just take your quarterback by the helmet and you say, look, I need you to just sling one here. And I'd honestly, if it's not caught, I would rather it be intercepted. As good of a pick as that is, and all credit for it, because you don't want to take the risk that something else happened if you don't pick it off. But it's about a 25-yard flip in field position. But the way the offense has been working, it might not really matter at the end of the day.
Handoff. Nothing doing that time for the Wildcats. That was Gooch, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 30, where it'll be 2nd and 10. 3 minutes left, first quarter. Quick moving first quarter. Both teams have kept it predominantly on the ground.
And that last play for Moore and East, the fourth down play, that shows why in these conditions you can't just you can't try to throw the ball. You look at how windy it is. I'm looking at the flag. I mean, there's a reason that ball was so severely underthrown.
He was throwing right into it. Richardson pitches it quick back to Harrison, left side. And he's hit hard.
Oh, my goodness. Cut right into him. Just tried to go further outside. Should have brought it back inside.
Memphis height wrapped him up and threw him down at the 34.
Just may have tried to do a little too much. But it was something we always saw from Trey Bass, and of course we've referenced a few times how Coach Preston has made the comparison between those two. And Trey, in situations like that, would always do whatever was more difficult, and rather than what was simpler and maybe smarter. But at the end of the day, you didn't doubt him because he was Trey Bass. And situation right there, if you're Omar, you cut it back in the middle, you're probably picking up a first down.
He picked up 4. It's 3rd and 6. Stutzman has it this time across the 35-40. He has a first down, 45, midfield, and wrapped up there. Leo Stutzman is running well tonight. And he crossed midfield all the way to the 48, as a matter of fact. And you've seen, we talked about offensive line working as one unit, Tyler, in the pregame, and so far, that's exactly what that group is doing.
And that play, you're looking at the offensive line play, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. Everybody was able to pull. You got your lead blockers, and even downfield, you had blocks set up to where Leo, it took forever until he was finally touched by somebody. And we've referenced this a few times over the course of the season. The first guy does not bring Leo Stutzman down.
Handoff, Gooch across the 45, inside the 45 to the 44. Gain of 4, be 2nd and 6. We're under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Wildcats with a 14-0 lead.
Just a great first quarter.
Yes.
A good mix of holding on to the ball, explosive plays, and the defense has been fantastic.
Connor Rogers in the backfield. Richardson takes a snap. Second guy through. That's Andrews.
That's my boy.
Branson Andrews. I'll tell you what, that young man's not the biggest kid on the field, but he hits the hole just about as hard as anybody you'd ever want to see.
He accelerates about 15 miles an hour in the matter of half a second. You can tell he's got the ball because 1 second he'll be one spot, and then you blink your eye and he's 10 yards past where he started with the ball. He's just fun to watch. I love that kid to death. You get some muscle on that kid. You put about 10, 15 more pounds on him, he is going to be a heck of a back.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. All in all, I don't think you could have went any better for the Wildcats. They lead at 14-0. We're back with second quarter action after this on your home of Franklin Simpson Sports, WFKN. Okay, give me 2.
All right.
I'm so glad to see Branson on the field.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. We've been waiting for it all along. He's so good.
When he touches the ball, it takes 5 yards to figure out where he is.
Yep.
He's a blur.
I love him to death. Oh, he's still out there. Feed him. This is Branson's game. Feed him the rock.
Oh, man.
Tell you, man, they spend this offseason with him in the gym, just a little bit more muscle.
Was he a sophomore?
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Connor Rogers gets the handoff to start the second half. He crosses the 30-yard line down to the 27. It's going to be about 2nd and 5 as the Wildcats look to build on this 14-0 lead. Jim Flynn in the house. Dedicated fan.
Hasn't been a perfect night for football, but just about a perfect start for Franklin Simpson.
Yes. Here's a handoff this time running left. That's Andrews, and he's hitting the backfield that time. So Branson will lose a few on that one, about 5 to be exact. And it's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Well, he praised the offensive line earlier. That time just let a couple of guys through, and as quick as Branson is, we talked about this, he's just not built to run through guys yet. He can run around guys, he can run past guys, but just not at the point where he can run through players. So the block's got to be there when he gets the ball.
Richardson going to throw it this time. He's got a man wide open. Stutzman called it to 5. Touchdown, Wildcats. Play action. Raiders had no earthly idea, quite honestly, where the football was. And where were they? The 30, I want to say 32, I think.
We've got an early candidate for player of the game, don't we? Leo had the big kickoff return, has a touchdown on the ground, and now a touchdown through the air. And we've come to expect nothing less from Leo Stutzman, especially here on senior night. You had to figure he was going to come to play.
Absolutely. That makes it 20-0, pending the extra point by Hollingsworth. He's out there now. Snap, set, kick, and he remains perfect on the season. With 10:23 left, second quarter, Franklin Simpson 21, Warren East nothing. We're back after this on WFKU.
Okay.
Just one.
All right.
8 plays. 71 yards in 4:42. I think. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
8 plays, 71 yards in 4:42. Gives the Wildcats a 21-0 lead. That scoring drive brought to you by Brett Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your All-Star Insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016. Brent, back to getting his money's worth the last few weeks. Hollingsworth kicks it away. Short kick right into that wind. Caught by, I think that's Pillow, and he's got a good return for the Raiders. He's still on his feet up near the 40-yard line. That was Pillow.
He's had a couple of good returns.
So far, the Raiders have not done anything with those, however. So
just 2 first downs in that first quarter. They got near midfield both drives. Once had to punt it away and then went forward on 4th down through a pick on their second drive. Just a little too predictable early on for Warren East. And in a game like this, that's the last thing you can afford to do, but it's understandable with the weather, and that's why I said that plays into Franklin's favor.
Ford keeps it this time, and he's got a good run across the 45 to the 46 and a gain of about 7. Easy to see why he has the yardage that he does. He's a little elusive when he runs the ball.
He's a heck of a runner. I mentioned it in the pregame. Ran for over 200 yards against Russell County, put the team on his back, and led Warren East to a win in their district opener.
Ford takes a snap. He wants to throw it this time. He does, and it's dropped. He was looking for face-on again.
Just not getting any help so far.
2 drops right in receiver's hands. And it's 3rd and 3. And a big down here. I think, given the circumstances, they would go for it, but
it's about where they were on the last drive, and that's exactly what they did.
Ford keeps it. And he's got the first down. That's a moot point now. He's got that and a whole lot more. He's still on his feet. Ball comes out. Wildcats have it. Riley Brownlee. Leo Stutzman stripped it. Riley Brownlee was there to dive on it. And the Wildcats have it at the 19-yard line.
Wow. Well, I said Leo might be our early candidate for player of the game, but Riley Brownlee he's now forced 2 turnovers. And another thing we talked about, ball security is a huge issue when the weather pans out like this. Big plays, play calling, those are what you have to worry about. We've seen it affect the passing game as well right there. Warren East had their first big play, but Franklin Simpson defense able to step up once again, get the ball back into the hands of an offense that has not been stopped at all.
Your official weather forecast, shade tree weather, it's a little late, but rain, rain, rain is the weather forecast. Handoff, nothing doing that time. And the Raiders have gotten a little bit wise to the jet sweep for the Wildcats. And that was Leo with a loss on that one. We thank Brian Chambers for those wonderful weather reports. Honestly, I'm not quite sure what we would do if he hadn't told us it was raining.
I told you before the game, I trust him more than any radar that I can look up online. There is nothing that compares to Brian Chambers' weather service here on WFKN.
Radar schmadar. So that was a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Richardson hands it off. Is that Connors? That Chase. That's Chase to the 21-yard line and a gain of 7.
Pinballed off of his own lineman and actually used it to gain a bit of momentum moving forward. And that's one thing that Chase does really well in his way to the ground every time. He makes sure to extend out a bit and gain an extra couple of yards. And 3rd and 8 seems like a long bit, but the way this offense has been working, that's almost a 3rd and manageable.
Third and 9, 8:05 left before the half. Luke takes a snap, turns around, hands it off to Chase, and nothing doing on that one. And the Wildcats are going to be forced to punt for the first time tonight.
Some really safe play calling after the sweep was snuffed out to start the drive, and understandably so. Like I mentioned, you can't go for those big plays with the weather being like it is. We saw the play action from Franklin Simpson, and that worked so well because with the wind coming at you, and this is a Franklin Simpson team that already doesn't throw the ball, there was nobody on that Warren East defense that expected the throw, but in this situation, East able to shut it down and force Franklin Simpson to punt it away.
Hollingsworth punts a high one. Wind catches it. He's going to get a good bounce across midfield, and it'll be down at about the 48-yard line. So that's where the Raiders will take over with now their best field position.
They've lived around midfield, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, for sure. Into the first quarter, Bowling Green 12, Greenwood nothing. Russellville and Crittenden County tied at 6. So the Raiders will take over at the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. 1st and 10, 7:04 left before the half. Ford takes a snap. Hands it off. Alexander, gain of maybe a yard. That's about it. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
Russell County on the board, 14-7 now.
Okay.
Scoring that with about 9 minutes left, second quarter. Got to continue to watch that, but we've touched on it a few times throughout the broadcast. If Franklin Simpson keeps handling their business, that game, at least for round 1 in our terms, won't matter too much. Russell's already locked into that 4.
Ford throws it left. It's caught. And a Raider first down. Ball out again, and I think the Wildcats have it.
Yes.
They do. Wow.
Wow, man.
See who had that. Connor Rogers with that fumble recovery. Tyler, we talked about ball security, and the Raiders have had an issue with it tonight. They had a first down, and sometimes you just got to get what you're going to get and get down. And on 2 consecutive drives, I understand trying to get more, but sometimes get your first down and live to see another down. It's cost the Raiders on back-to-back drives. 6:26 left now. Wildcats take over at their own 42.
And how about this, Brian Talley? Russell County, after they scored, tried an onside kick. Ball didn't go 5 yards. Nobody picked it up. ACS picked it up and returned it for a touchdown.
Wow.
So 21-7. Now the score from that one, I think.
Wow. Raider defense meets the Wildcats at the line of scrimmage there. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Just deflating.
Coach Lex Lindsay will join us at halftime tonight.
Just 20-7. I guess extra point may have been missed.
Okay.
But talk about deflating. Just tough.
Coach Lex, Tyler, and you'll want to know this. He's excited about his Lady Cats.
As he should be, I'll tell you.
I recorded the interview you guys will hear recorded on Wednesday, and he's excited for his team. Handoff, Stutzman. 45, midfield, first down and more. 40, 35, 30. He stays inbounds, 25, 20, picks up some blocks.
Good block.
5 end zone, but it's coming back. A block in the back at about the 15-yard line, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're calling it a hold. He was blocking him straight up, but it looked like both guys were kind of tugging on each other. In that case, more often than not, they're going to call it on the offensive guy. It was good effort out there on the block, and it very much did contribute to the touchdown. Atticus Allen out there helping Leo out.
So that takes it back to the 25. So wipe those 6 off the board, but still a huge gain by Leo. 30 yards, if I heard Mr. Davis correctly.
And now near the red zone once again.
Davis moved down away from us like you don't like us or something. Handoff. Carter, he's got a lot of running room to the 15 and a first down. I'll tell you what, that looked like the Red Sea opening up. Right
it did.
there. And does he have the first down? He does. 4:50 left. Second quarter, 21-0 Wildcats. Wildcats looking to add something of significance to that. Richardson turns around, hands it to Connor Rogers. He's to the 14, just a gain of 1. And it'll be 2nd and 9.
We talked about those keys to victory coming in, and I mean, I think every single one has been checked off. Maybe not 100% consistently, but 80 to 85% of the plays, the offensive line has done their job. The defense has obviously done their thing. No big plays. Coach Preston always harps on that. All the big plays have swung in Franklin Simpson's favor, and I touched on this earlier. A game like this, Warren East is the team that needs the big plays, and so far it's been the Wildcats that have been able to pick them all up.
Coach Preston wants a timeout before they'll run this 2nd and 9. We'll take one with them. We're back after this on WFKE.
Just one.
Yes.
And Russell has scored again. That game could be first one to 50.
Yep, 20-14. 62-yard touchdown run.
Go out, kick an onside kick. Nobody falls on it. And a team picks it up and runs it back.
Gosh.
Jeez.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Wildcats face 2nd and 9 with 4:06 left. second quarter at the Raider 14-yard line. Luke takes a snap, turns around, hands it off. Stutzman. He's inside the 5.
Ooh. Is he?
To the 1.
Oh, man.
Down there. First down, Wildcats. That'll be first and goal from there.
Would have been Leo's third touchdown if he would have slipped in. Been a great senior night for him. We've seen playmakers all over the field for Franklin Simpson, some that we expected, some like Riley Brownlee, a little unexpected, but been a perfect storm.
So a lot of things you can do here. First and goal at the 1. Luke may keep it. He does. And he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Luke Richardson makes easy work of that 1-yard run. So Luke has a passing touchdown, now a rushing touchdown. And it's 27-0 with the Hollingsworth extra point pending.
Game following a very similar formula
Yep.
that we saw take place last year in that de facto district championship game up at East.
Snap, set, kick, good. With 3:27 left, second quarter, Franklin Simpson 28, Warren East nothing. We're back after this on WFKN.
Okay.
Just one.
6
All right.
plays, 58 yards, 259. I would like to reiterate my question of how they beat Russell County.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
3, 2, 1.
6 plays, 58 yards, and 259. Wildcat scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your All-Star Insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016.
Pretty good start to the game, huh, Mr. Talley?
Not bad.
We've seen better. Certainly seen worse.
Yes. But literally anything that could go right so far for the Wildcats has went right.
And anything that could go wrong for East has.
Hollingsworth's kickoff squibs down and is picked up by Gilbert. He has it out to the 20-yard line, just across the 20 to about the 22. And that's where the Raiders will have it first and 10 with just 3:18 left before the half, trailing 28-0.
For Warren East here, because Franklin Simpson did have the ball to start the game, you have at least somewhat of an opportunity to get back in, but it all starts with a scoring drive here, and that scoring drive has to end in a touchdown. At this point, you can't afford field goals. The wind has died down a little bit, so you could try one if you really wanted to, but
you have to,
down 4 touchdowns, I don't think it's going to do you much good.
They have to put 7 on the board before the Wildcats put anything on the board again. Hand off Alexander. Ball's on the ground again.
I think we got it.
And Wildcats have it.
Goodness gracious.
Alexander coughs it up. I think that was Harrison on the recovery.
3 straight drives. They fumbled it away. 4 straight, they've turned it over.
And the Wildcats can potentially, Tyler, put the proverbial icing on this cake here with 3:12 left. You score here, get the 2-point conversion, and you got yourself a running clock.
To quote our good buddy, Randy Lee, I'd love to go ahead and Katie bar these doors. I don't know about you.
Absolutely.
And we can let some ushers in while we're at it.
That's my favorite Randy Lee.
Oh, it's so good.
I don't know if that's original to him, but it doesn't matter. It's great. Richardson wants to throw it. Stutzman wide open, catches it at the 5. Touchdown, Wildcat.
Guess who?
Leo Stutzman from 23 yards out.
They can do no wrong right now, Brian Talley.
This looks like the Wildcats of last year, Tyler.
Domination.
This
No
is-
other way to describe it.
This is total domination. We'll see now if the Wildcats decide to go for two. You know, last week they didn't do it.
Nope.
And they won't do it tonight.
They could fake it. You never know.
Hollingsworth. And they will fake it. Richardson up with it. Throws it. And
Throw the flag.
pass interference in the end zone. The same play they ran last week to Justin
Yes.
Todd.
Worked about as poorly.
Yeah.
But, hey, PI lets us give it another go. Maybe this time just sneak it on in.
And Wildcats will chit-chat and see what they want to do. They'll bring a different set of guys in for a different play, you have to assume.
Yeah, and this play you can just have Luke line up under center and fall down.
There's no secret about faking it now. You just that cat's out of the proverbial bag, so you just line up and run a play now.
Although in a situation like this, just as we saw with the fake extra point, you might try something different, but at the same time, with these conditions, probably want to go ahead and get that running clock going.
Malik Carter is in the backfield. See if Luke keeps it. He'll turn around, gives it to, no, he does keep it, and he's not going to make it. He kept it and had it, I think, initially, but a swarm of Raiders closes in on him. 2-point conversion, no good. And with 3:04 left in the first half, Franklin Simpson leads it 34-0. We'll be back after this on WFKN.
All right.
Just one. What was that, Tuff?
One play,
Oh, yeah, duh.
23 yards in 8 seconds. The guy that's running the board sent me the almost running clock eye roll.
3, 2, 1.
One play, 23 yards in a whopping 8 seconds.
Long drive. Got to speed it up a bit.
Scoring drive brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, part of your All-Star Insurance team at Ohio Valley Insurance. 270-253-5016.
Well, if there were any expectations for what we were going to get in this one for Franklin Simpson, or any hopes in terms of what we were going to get on the field, every single one has been met so far.
Hollingsworth kickoff is away. And a nice return, but a better tackle.
They've had good returns, it
They
feels
have.
like, every time.
Chase Gooch finally wraps up Gilbert at the 34-yard line. So the Raiders have it with 2:54 left, and the Wildcats will be trying to force a turnover on the fourth consecutive.
Fifth. They fumbled
That's
three
right. And the
straight. Before
interception.
that, they
Yeah.
threw the interception.
Fifth consecutive.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, if you had Franklin's defense and some fantasy points tonight, you'd be
You're racking up.
racking up. Forward, hands it off. Alexander to the 35, gain of just 1. Second and long. Hardesty checks in.
What is it, 2 points for every turnover? Davis is our resident fantasy expert, so he could probably sit here and tell us exactly how many fantasy points Franklin's defense would have right now. Because you got to factor in the yards, obviously the shutout. I think that's 5 points for that.
Forward, back to pass. Wants to chuck it. Does, across the middle.
Ooh.
Overshot his man. He was looking for Logan Sanders.
Had a man underneath and a man deeper and just threw it between them.
Yep. And it's 3rd and 9. And the Wildcats, if you get a stop here, if you're the Raiders, you just about got to get rid of the ball. And the Wildcats could get it back and have plenty of time the way they've been scoring.
Yep.
The longest scoring drive is 4.5 minutes. There's 2:18 left right now. I believe they'll pass it on 3rd and 9. We'll see.
Running back lined up right beside him, they will.
Forward. Throws it across the middle. Got a man wide open. He's caught it. He's down at the 25, inside the 25 of the Wildcats for a Raider first down. That's their biggest play of the night. They'll mark it officially at the 24-yard line.
Finally get their first down of the quarter.
Coach Preston does not like what he sees and calls a timeout. Wildcats lead at 34-0. We'll keep it here with 2:06 left first quarter. So you go from potentially getting the ball back there to now you just want to try to keep them out of the end zone.
Yes.
Bowling Green leads Greenwood 19-0. 3:08 left in the second quarter.
I will say I'm glad all of the games have been able to be played. We've had no delays, at least so far. Nothing too serious. I know in Nashville, this is what first brought up the topic of weather to us because I texted you, it's like, man, the weather's supposed to be bad. They're moving up all the games from Friday to Thursday, and at the time it looked like there might be some rain. And then earlier today and yesterday it looked like we were going to have a big storm. And as much rain as there's been, it hasn't been, I think, as bad as we expected it to be. And it's been playable weather.
Raiders have it. Handoff. Alexander, a lot of running room. Inside the 15 to the 13 or 14. Nothing happening in the ACS Russell County game lately. Still 2014 Allen County. 34-0 here, but Raiders threatening. Ford keeps it. Running left. He's got some room.
Good move.
Nice move, and he will. Did he score? He scored from 14 yards out. Logan Ford scores.
Wow, what a run.
From 14 yards out. You called it. He made some wonderful moves.
Goodness.
As he got to the end zone.
There's sometimes as an opposing coach, and I know we've talked about tackling being an issue, but there are some times where you just got to tip your cap for what you just watched, and full credit to Logan Ford for that run. Made about 3 or 4 defenders miss in the process.
Kobe Kawhi's extra point is good. And with 1:40 left before halftime, we have a new score. Franklin Simpson 34, Warren East 7. We'll keep it here as we'll soon be near the halftime break.
If you'd like a drive summary, 5 plays, 66 yards in the span of a minute and 24 seconds.
And that was, just to call it like it was, Tyler, that was a very dominating offensive drive for the Raiders, but definitely now something that Coach Preston can use at halftime to kind of probably refocus his guys. Let's call it like it is, a 34-0 ball game. If you've got that lead, it's hard sometimes to keep the focus that you want and need. And I know that Coach Preston, he called that timeout to get their attention. Then they go ahead and score. So he's got some things at halftime, even in a 34-7 game, that he can use to motivate his young men to get ready for the second half.
Oh, it could be 70-0. He can go into the half with something to motivate his guys and get on to them about.
Kawhi's kick is picked up by Stutzman inside the 5, and he's still on his feet to the 20-yard line. Leo Stutzman.
I said the first guy can never bring him down. That time it looked like about 7 guys couldn't bring him down.
So 1:31 left, and we'll see how aggressive the Wildcats are with a 34-7 lead. The Raiders will get the ball coming out of the halftime locker room. We'll start this one at the 20-yard line.
I would guess they won't be too aggressive. We've seen it before. Maybe if you get a big play, then you try to be a bit more aggressive, but they'll be conservative on the surface, and then if something breaks loose, we'll work from there. Formation shift.
Richardson takes it, hands it to the second man through. That was Gavin Finch, his first carry of the night. And he picks up about 3 yards, so it's 2nd and 7. Just a pretty light rainfall in here now. We still, again, knock on wood, haven't had that real downpour that we were worried we might have before this night is over. Clock ticks inside a minute. Wildcats in no hurry. They'll probably just run, ideally, just this one more play, and we'll go to halftime. Harrison.
Or not.
A nice run, however. First down out to near the 40-yard line, and that'll stop the clock. And we'll see how aggressive the Wildcats are getting up to the line to get another playoff with 41 seconds left. That's going to be marked at the 38.
And now 12 first downs in this first half for Franklin Simpson. Warren East just 5, and 3 of them came on that last drive. Looks like they're going to try to run another play. Then if you pop off another big one, you might call a timeout and try to make something happen.
Richardson gives it to Stutzman. He's hitting the backfield.
Could never bring him down.
And I believe that will do it for first half action. It will do it. 34-7. The Wildcats lead it here over the Raiders at the half. Halftime brought to you by HG Staffing and Ruby Branch Farms. We will hear a word from our sponsors, and then we will hear the interview I recorded a couple days ago with head coach of the Lady Cat basketball team, Coach Lex Lindsay. 34-7 here at the half. The Wildcats lead it. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFKN. Interview with Coach Lindsay. Coach Lindsay, a good interview, Tyler. He loves to talk basketball, and he loves to talk about his team. And as I said earlier, he's got some expectations.
I do too. I'll be honest with you.
Kickoff is away. Gilbert has it across the 20. 25, a lot of running room. He's near midfield, and finally chased out. Deshaun Gilbert has threatened a couple of long ones tonight. That's his longest into Wildcat territory. And Wildcats having a little trouble covering kickoffs right now.
I'll tell you, Brian Talley, to add on to what you were saying and what Coach Lindsay said, a lot coming back for this girls basketball team. It's already time for us to start previewing these teams, and I tell you, a lot coming back. Another year of development for Hadley Turner, who's now a freshman. She's locked in totally to varsity play. Lara Barbie is back. You talk about a front court at the high school level, 2 girls, 6'2", 6'3 plus. You don't see that very often.
Alexander takes the handoff and picks up 4, maybe 5 yards on first down.
Hadley about 6 foot. She'll, Lord knows how tall she'll be when she's a senior. And Lara, if you've seen her on the volleyball court, you know just how tall she is and the presence she can be. And I'm excited.
Coach Lindsay said that Conley has probably improved more than anybody on the team this summer.
She'll probably be the best shooter on the squad.
Said she had a fantastic summer. So
for her, it's all about confidence, and that's one of those things as an 8th grader, it's kind of difficult. And we saw Hadley, she got that later in the season. You could see it building. And for Conley, man, as soon as she starts feeling it, it's over. She'll be shooting it from everywhere.
Pass is complete this time out to E.J. Smith, and he's going to be short of a first down by a couple of yards. And Tyler, kind of unusual to see this. The longer this game goes, it seems like the more confidence the Raiders are playing with on both sides of the ball. It's hard to. I know that sounds odd in a 34-7 game, but they've got a 3rd and 1 here.
Well, the difference in this game has clearly been the turnovers. 4 in the first half for Warney's. 4 straight drives when he turned the ball over, and you can't take those away, and you can't say, well, if you take those away, it's a completely different ball game. They haven't played terribly. They've moved the ball a bit. They've been able to get around midfield, and we saw that last drive of the half they were able to finish, and that had to give them a ton of momentum.
Alexander with a lot of running room out to the left. He has a Raider first down, runs over a Wildcat. Gets inside the 30. to near the 25.
They're feeling themselves right now.
They'll mark him at the 27, 28. With 10:50 left third quarter, 34-7. Wildcats lead it, but Raiders on a drive. Forward in the gun, 3 receivers. Right, handoff, Alexander. And a good one. Gain of about 5 on first down, 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd down.
Same lineup this time for the Raiders. And the Wildcats are going to jump off sides, and that'll be a first down for the Raiders. So they're earning a lot themselves. You sure don't want to give them anything right now. Rain picks back up just a little bit here.
Still not as much wind. The wind just kind of disappeared.
I did for a fact. 10 minutes left, third quarter. 1st and 10 Raiders. Forward, takes a snap, keeps it, runs up the middle, still on his feet. And he is inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. And that's another Raider first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 6. I'll give the Raiders some props, Tyler. They've been very easy to lay over.
No.
Down 34-0.
And it seemed like they were going to be, and then all of a sudden, as soon as Franklin Simpson couldn't get that 2-point conversion to force the running clock, I think they felt like, man, this is our window. We got to capitalize.
Alexander has the handoff, and he gains maybe a yard to the 5. 2nd goal from there.
And they've done a good job, a better job, as they felt the game out, kind of felt their way through it, of mixing up the play calling. And that's something that I talked about early on. If you're going to beat Franklin Simpson, you got to be able to move the ball to all parts of the field. And they've tried to, and that's where the drop passes and the fumbles have come into play. When they're able to take those away and keep things rolling, they've done a good job.
Ford keeps it this time and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders. They're trying to creep back into this one.
Yeah, 5 first downs in the first half. They pick up 4 on their first drive of the second half. And Nolan Ford is, like I mentioned, he did against Russell County, has done often this season. He will put this team on his back and carry them. He's got both their touchdowns so far. Got some help on that drive. A big run by Alexander early on, opened things up. And now we've got a bit of a ball game on our hands.
Extra point is up and is good. And with 8:56 left, third quarter, Franklin Simpson 34, Warren East now 14. We're back after this on WFKN.
Okay.
7 plays,
All right.
53 yards in 3:04. That conversion coming back to bite us.
3, 2, 1.
7 plays, 53 yards, and 3:04 for the Raiders as they get their second Nolan Ford rushing touchdown of the night. And it's 34-14. As Kawhi kicks it, Stutzman drops it, picks it up.
Oh, he's got a ton of
Now
room.
He's got some room. 35-40, 45, midfield. Go, Leo, go. 35, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
He was due it.
Have a night, Leo Stutzman.
Goodness gracious. Nearly brought one back to start the game.
I don't know where he picked that thing up at.
It was around the 30. It's around the 30 for sure.
70-yard kickoff.
Had 3 touchdowns in the first half, directly contributed to another, now make it 4 on senior night for Leo Stutzman. Whew.
And that is how you take momentum back.
Wow.
Hollingsworth for the extra point. Snap, set, kick is perfect with 8:41 left here in the third quarter. Wildcats lead it 41-14. We'll keep it here. I know what that was. One play, 70 yards.
For what it counts, it took him 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
So it actually wasn't the fastest scoring drive
No.
of the night. Almost double the fastest. But you said it perfectly. What a response for Franklin Simpson. Ever since that failed 2-point conversion to put the running clock on, all the momentum was on Warren East's side. And, gosh, what a game from Leo Stutzman. Really almost could have had 5 touchdowns if he was able to punch in that first kickoff return. 4's not too shabby either.
Somebody's going to have to really do something impressive to get the player of the game.
Yes, Riley was competing.
Yes.
He had forced the 2 turnovers, but Leo quite literally is running away with it at this point.
Yes.
Goodness gracious alive.
Hollingsworth kickoff is away, and Wildcats need a good coverage team here. And they'll get it this.
And a penalty of a 6-touchdown performance.
For a fact.
But like I said earlier, I mean, there's not too much about 4 touchdowns to be ashamed of.
He's not going to give any of them back.
No.
For sure. Ford is in the gun. He's been there all night long. Takes the snap. Wants to throw it this time. Looks across the middle. Got him in. Wide open. And he's got a big gain
Good
down
tackle.
To the 25-yard line. Chase Gooch finally chased him down. That was Gilbert again. Deshaun Gilbert. He's got some wheels on him. And a first down Raiders. Another big play.
Attacking the seams, and that's been the issue in pass coverage for Franklin Simpson, whether it be this year, last year. That is where this defense is vulnerable, and we've seen it a couple of times now. That's where Warren East has gone, and it has worked.
Forward. Handoff. Alexander following his blockers. Good run. Gain of probably 5 yards. As we move inside 7 minutes left in the third quarter.
And rather surprisingly, it feels like as the rain has come down harder, Warren East doing a better job of mixing up the run and pass. Play calling has done a good job of adjusting as the night has gone on.
2nd and 4, so they gave him 6. Forward wants to throw it again. Has all day to throw it. Overshot his receiver. Was looking for number 24, Logan Sanders there. Sanders tried to go up high and get it, couldn't bring it down. It'll be 3rd and 4.
And they've got mentioned 3 receivers that they really like to go to. Gilbert obviously has made his impact felt, but haven't heard much from E.J. Smith or Logan Sanders so far.
Elvin Ford keeps it this time himself.
Heard a lot from him.
First down inside the 5-yard line. From the 19 to the, we'll see where they mark him, that right on the 5. So a 14-yard pickup. And the Raiders are in business here, down 41-14, but they have it at the Wildcat 5-yard line.
Ford directly picked up 4 of their 5 first downs in the first half. Now here in the second, directly has picked up 5 of 7, and that's if you don't include the offsides that he forced.
He hands it to Alexander here, and he won't hardly get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. The Wildcats wrap him up there, led by Cooper Gregory playing defense.
Got to bring in the big boys down near the goal line. It's the stand you would love to have as a defense.
2nd goal at the 4. And the Wildcats jump off sides. That'll be half the distance. And that'll move it to the 2-yard line. Second goal from there.
You can tell Ford has done that once or twice this season. He's got it down.
Ford's a junior, so he'll be back next year. Alexander's a junior, Tyler, so their two best players will be back. Ford keeps it. Touchdown, his third of the night. From 2 yards out. His 13th rushing touchdown of the season.
He's a heck of a player, man. He doesn't quit. You referenced Warren East as a team just has not laid down and let this game go, but it all starts with Nolan Ford. He sets the tone and he gets the job done on the field.
Kobe Kawhi on for his third extra point try of the night. Snap, set, kick is good. With 5:20 left in the third quarter, all of a sudden it's a shootout. Franklin Simpson 41, Warren East 21. We're back after this on WFKN.
All right.
Just one, Keith.
8 plays, 75 yards, and 321. Well, at least now Coach Preston has something to talk about.
No doubt.
Got something to get onto his kids over.
Three, two, one.
The Raiders go 8 plays, 75 yards, and 321. Capped off by a 2-yard touchdown run. Third of the night by Nolan Ford. So Leo Stutzman and Nolan Ford in a contest to see which one of those two young men can get the most touchdowns tonight.
Nolan's got to run one back on a kickoff. He hasn't ticked that box yet.
This could be trouble. It gets finally out of bounds on the kickoff. Stutzman could not get a hand on it. And is that going to be a late hit?
Are they throwing the flag for the ball going out of bounds?
I don't know.
Or is it a late hit?
Illegal procedure against the Raiders.
Yeah, so that's
what that means.
Yes.
Kick out of bounds. Okay. So I didn't know if Leo touched it or not. If he touched it, it wouldn't be a penalty. So that's why I didn't think that's what it was. At any rate, that moves it out to the 35-yard line for the
We'll take it.
Wildcats. Yes.
And now a situation where all the scoring drives have been fast, but defense might need a rest here. You could tell they were tired on the last drive. It's great to have a kickoff return touchdown, and it's great to score fast, but defense needs a moment on the sideline.
Harrison has a lot of running room across midfield. Omar Harrison has a first down to the Raider 48.
I guess Omar just doesn't agree with those plans. I'm okay with it.
Omar was not listening.
Another update from the Allen County Scottsville game. Russell County now with their third touchdown of the night, but ACS still leads it by 5, 26-21.
Wow.
But now a situation, Russell County, they can score a touchdown, and they're in the lead whether or not they get the extra point or not. Could go for 2 and make it a field goal ball game.
Wildcats first and 10. Richardson has it. Hands it off. Leo has some blocks. 45. Inside the 45 to the 44. Gain of 4. Leo Stutzman. He stays in bounds. And that means the clock keeps ticking.
And you know, Brian Talley, I believe, and I might be wrong on this, but if Russell County were to beat Allen County, they might be able to move up to that 3 spot.
I don't know. I'm so confused.
I think because, let's see, ACS would have wins over Central and East, and that's it in district. Russell would have wins over Central and ACS, so got to think that would give them the tiebreaker, but with all these rules, like I said, we couldn't even transcribe half of it.
Chase Gooch gets a hand off. Spins inside the 30-yard line. And that was another example of the Wildcat offensive line just opening up running room. They mark it at the 27.
Tay Gooch is pumped. to be back out on the field. He's
Yes.
jumping around. He wants the ball, and I said coming in I was looking for a good game from Chase. Didn't know how much we'd see him. I just assumed knowing Chase that if he can be on the field, he's going to force his way out there on the field. But a lot of Wildcats have had really good games here tonight and a really good time to have it because that Glasgow game, especially with the win here, game's going to be huge in terms of playoff implications.
Handoff, Chase Gooch.
Beat him.
He dropped the ball. And I'm afraid the Raiders have that one. They do. And the Raiders are going to recover it at the 15-yard line.
First time we've really seen the weather affect Franklin Simpson. All of those plays have gone in the Wildcats' favor so far. And if you're Chase, maybe just a little too excited and you forget the basics of controlling the ball in a situation like this.
It is the hardest rain of the night right now, by the way.
If there's any plus, East is pinned pretty deep in their own territory.
Forward. Hands it off. Alexander. He gets maybe 3 or 4. 3 minutes left, third quarter, 41-21. Wildcats lead it. If East ends this drive with 7, we've got ourselves a ball game.
Be a 2-score game heading into the fourth.
Forward keeps it. He's still on his feet, near a first down. Don't know if he has it or not.
You know, we talked about this. You touched on this for a moment in the pregame. We've hammered how much more difficult the rain and the weather can make playing offense, but we've noticed it makes guys a lot more slippery, and guys like Nolan Ford and for Franklin Simpson, Leo Stutzman, Omar Harrison that are already difficult to take down, it becomes even more of a challenge, especially like we've talked about. It's a Wildcats team that has struggled to make tackles, and I've noticed as the game has progressed, been a lot more missed tackles as we've gone on.
3rd and 1. Ford tries to get the Wildcats to jump. They want that time.
Can't blame him. It's worked.
Nope. Now the snap. Handoff. Alexander. Had him in the backfield. He gets away, still on his feet, has the first down out to the 35-yard line.
Already 9 first downs.
Wow.
This half for Warren East.
And they had how many total first half?
Believe it was 5. Franklin Simpson had 12. But it's been all Warren East here in the second half. This defense is tired.
Ford wants to throw. Does. Throws it.
What a pick!
Leo Stutzman! What a pick at the 35-yard line. That may be the deal breaker. And even a Warren East player comes over and gives him a high five. For
You can't do anything but. If he doesn't make that interception, he laid out as far as he could. I could have been 6.
Yes.
And like I just said, the defense needed to come off the field. And if it took a big play to do it, so be it. And Leo Stutzman, that pretty much locked up his case for player of the game. I don't see much happening that can interrupt that. Doing it in all 3 phases. Leo Stutzman, when a big play is needed, we've seen it game after game after game. More often than not, he is the one to step up and make it, and doing it once again here tonight.
Wildcats take over with 1 minute and 35 seconds left, third quarter.
Wow.
Richardson turns around, hands it to Carter, and Malik picks up 3 yards, 2 yards exactly. Be 2nd and 8.
Man. That was a heck of a play. Wow.
I hope somebody got that on video. You were right. It might have been 6 if Leo doesn't get to it. He climbed the ladder. 2nd and 7. Here's Leo with the handoff across the 40, waiting on some blocks, and gets about 1 yard short of a first down.
Now a flag down, 2 flags.
Maybe a late hit.
Well, we had a couple of guys going at it well behind the play.
unsportsmanlike conduct against the Wildcats and unsportsmanlike
Should be
conduct
offsetting, yeah.
against the Raiders, and that's the best case scenario if you're the Wildcats, how that could end.
No, it was Simon Gee, who we mentioned in the pregame, their best pass rusher. He was the Raider in there getting chippy. Not sure who it was for Franklin Simpson. And fortunate that it is offsetting. I'm sure Coach Preston, regardless, not happy. A game like this, you just took all the momentum. Can't afford mistakes like that. And it's one of those, we've talked about this with numerous things that need to be worked out. This is the time of the season when you really don't want to see stuff like that.
Coach Griffith on the field wants an explanation. And now the ref's going back through his signals. So it's 3rd and 2 after all that, or 2nd and 2 after 3rd and 2, yeah. They waited to switch the marker, 3rd and 2. So after all that, Wildcats just pick up a first down. Handoff, Harrison. First down and then some. Across midfield to the 46 of the Raiders. And that may be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Leo has stolen the show, but Omar's had a really solid game carrying the ball on the ground.
Wildcats do not have to run another play. We'll see. Luke asks the referee, do I have to run a play? Referee says no.
If the answer to that is no, you know what's going to happen.
We'll go to the 4th quarter. Franklin Simpson 41, Warren East 21. We're back after this on WFKN.
Okay.
Give me 2, Keith.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
What?
2:47 3rd quarter. Russell County 28, ACS 26. 86-yard touchdown run. I'm 90% sure now if Russell wins that game, they move up to the 3. And they can beat East second time around.
Oh, yeah.
But that would give us ACS first round, which, I mean, honestly, I think out of everybody we've seen, yeah, I mean, Russell might scare me the most. I kind of hope they win. They scare me a lot, but ACS does too. But playing here is different.
Yeah.
We played both of them at their place.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
4th quarter ready to roll. Wildcats lead at 41-21. They have a 1st and 10 at the Raider 46-yard line. Richardson hands it off to Harrison.
Go on,
45,
Mark.
40, got a blocker. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Omar Harrison from 46 yards out. That looked like Trey Bass.
And who was down there blocking for him downfield? None other than Leo Stutzman. He's doing it all. Omar Harrison, I touched on it just before the end of the quarter, having a fantastic game, an all-around fantastic game for Franklin Simpson. Offensively, been just about flawless. There was the fumble earlier in the half. Take that away, and what a performance. Perhaps, you referenced this a bit, the most complete offensive performance we've seen for Franklin Simpson this season. And I tell you what's relieving, Brian Talley, feel like we've had to say that each and every game over the course of this winning streak. This team continues to grow and get better.
And we kind of called that after that during the midst of that 4-game losing streak, that we thought it would be a distant memory. It is. Extra point is good, and the Wildcats lead it 48-21. 11:48 left. 4th quarter. What's our drive summary there, Tom?
4 plays, 65 yards, in a minute and 47 seconds.
That drive summary brought to you by Brent Thacker and Robin Walton, your all-star insurance team. At Ohio Valley Insurance, 270-253-5016.
And I'll give the score update that I gave to you during the break in shock. 2:47 left 3rd quarter. This was a minute ago. Russell County now leads Allen County Scottsville 28-26 on the back of a 86-yard touchdown run. And were talking about this earlier, and we didn't quite know what was going on, but now I think we've hammered it out. If Russell County wins that game, all of a sudden we go from talking about ACS as a possible district champion to them falling all the way down to the 4th seed in Russell, moving up to the 3rd, and they would go to Warren East first round of the playoffs.
Yep.
So we actually didn't count for every scenario. We already thought there were a lot, and there was even more. Imagine going into today, you think you can win the district,
Yeah.
and you could be the last seed that slips in, and you're going to face the district champions, and right now would be Franklin Simpson.
Cole Hollingsworth kicks a ball that never got more than 15 feet off the ground. Almost hits.
Didn't have to.
I think is that Brian Chambers? Is that Brian down there? Wave if that's you, Brian. I don't know if he has his radio on or not. Almost hits the cameraman down in the end zone. And the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the 20. 48-21. Wildcats seem to be now in firm control of this one, but I know if you're Coach Doug Preston, you'd like to see your defense with a good stand here and not allow anything else. Raiders are going to throw it forward. It's complete. And Wildcats try to strip the ball out. Don't have any luck. It's a Raider first down. Pass was complete to number 24, Logan Sanders, 6-foot senior.
Those slants have been there. I was looking at the play sheet that Coach Preston gives us, and oftentimes he wants his corners especially, and you'll see them lined up on the far side. Where they're closer, on the close side of the field, about 5 yards off, and that's why that slant has been there.
Hand off Alexander for about 3 yards to the 40.
So we've seen that exploited sometimes from East on the near side, where receivers are bunched up a bit closer. Franklin Simpson plays off, and then you see here on the far side, our near side, where there's a bit more space, closer to press coverage, not quite press coverage. But Warren East has been able to take advantage of that, especially now that we've seen that slant route a few times. And you see it now on our far side, Leo pressing up a little bit closer to try to cut that off.
2nd and 6. Nice tackle right there as Alexander was about 2 yards short of the first down. Hollingsworth on the tackle.
And now ACS goes down in 3 plays, and they're on the board again. So they lead at 34-28. They get the 2-point conversion. That game's going to come down to the wire. Those are 2 teams that know they each desperately need a win because they don't want to play here in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes. Ford keeps it this time to the 45, 47. And he has a Raider first down, I think. Yes. Gooch and Brownlee in on the stop for the Cats, but a Raider first down. Clock runs with 10:15 left in the game.
And then Warren East knows if they lose this ball game, things hold, and ACS holds on to win, they're on the road. We haven't had scenarios like this in quite a while in this district.
Ford wants to throw. Now he'll tuck it and run. Tries to get around Finch. He does. It gets across midfield and runs out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Still a good contain by Gavin. No, he wasn't able to bring him down, but he prevents him from going upfield and forces him to try to cut it towards the sideline. A good positioning by Gavin and a good job of just waiting for it. Sometimes there's a tendency to try to jump up, dive, make a play, and then you miss, and then you're looking at a 10, 12, 15-yard gain. Smart play from Gavin to just keep a guy in front of you with the lead that you've got at your back.
2nd and 3. And a handoff. Alexander, lots of running room. Across the 35, 30, 25, and tackled at the 24 finally as Gooch chases him down. Hunter Sutton in there as well for the Wildcats.
Makes you wonder, where was this Warren East offense the first 20, 21 minutes of the game? And obviously there were the turnovers.
In large part, they were dropping the ball.
Yeah. But the execution has been nearly flawless since then.
Hands off, and KJ Hardesty makes a shoestring tackle at the 25 for no gain. KJ grabbed on and wasn't going to let go. Clock becoming the friend of the Wildcats. 9 minutes left to play.
And he's content to let it run a little bit.
Forward takes a snap, hands it off to Alexander again. Not much running room, and he basically just runs out of bounds. Might have gained a yard or two.
We've heard Riley Brownlee's name a lot tonight. He's played a heck of a game. If it weren't for Leo Stutzman, he'd probably be bringing home that player of the game. But tough to dethrone Leo with everything he's done here tonight.
Yeah, the Raiders were running a lot of clock off here.
Yeah, and I can understand might be a little bit tougher to communicate, so that might be why it's taken so long, but still.
Ford wants to throw it this time. Looking. Throws it, and it's going to be picked off. Guess who?
Take it.
Leo Stutzman. Flag down. 2 flags down. Maybe possibly for the same thing. Leo has another interception. That's going to stand. The flags come in on the run back, so more than likely you would think they're on the Wildcats, but Leo's going to have his second pick of the night regardless. And the third interception, right? Third interception?
Yes, I believe so.
3 interceptions and 3 fumbles, I think, for the Raiders. And they still scored 21 points. That's a little bit.
It's a little bit of a concern.
Yes. So
I believe they've only punted once, and that was their first drive.
Penalties are blocking the back on the Wildcats, so that takes it inside the 15 back to the 12. That's where the Wildcats will have it. And if they can milk away about 5 or 6 minutes here, that will take care of this one. Handoff, dive play, nothing doing. The Wildcats now just looking to grind one out for the 48-21 lead.
Man, what a game from Leo. Hate that the weather allowed only so many people to be here to see it, because it's been something to behold.
Watching all over the world on Channel 9.
Handoff is to Harrison, running right, and no running room. And he'll be tackled in the backfield. And that will make it 3rd and, I think it's about 3rd and 9. Yep, 3rd and 9.
Would like to try to pick up a first down, or at least just milk as much clock as you can, because even though you're coming off a pick, still defense needs a little rest.
Yep.
Been out there too much here in the second half.
6:55 left in the ball game. Luke takes a snap, hands it to Stutzman. He's got running room. He has a Wildcat first down.
Just ran over a couple of guys near the line of game.
Gets it up to about the 28. And that's a huge first down for clock purposes.
Yes. And just to keep the Warren East offense off the field, your defense gets to keep resting. Looking at least 2 more minutes. Would love another first down. You mentioned about 5 minutes at least is what you're looking for on this drive. Another first down gets you close to that.
Richardson taking his time. Now he takes a snap. Turns around, hands it off to Chase. And Chase picks up a couple to the 30.
Second down.
2-yard gain.
And this is a drive, even in a 27-point ball game, that we haven't seen too often that Franklin Simpson has been in situations where they just need to come out and run clock. And even with the score differential, we've talked about all season long little things, little scenarios that happen, and you say, well, that's going to matter a lot more come playoff time. This right here is going to be something you're going to have to do. If you're up in a playoff game against some of those better teams, it's going to be a lot closer than this. And even within those first few rounds against the district, teams are going to come to play because this is the team they come to play against.
Yep.
You're going to have those drives late where you're able to hold onto the ball, run off the clock, and seal the deal.
Richardson hands it off to Harrison. Omar
Good
takes
move.
and bakes across the 40 to the 43. And a Wildcat first down. And that will take us, once they get the chains reset, under 5 minutes to play once the clock runs, and it does now.
You can tell that Omar spent a couple of years under the tutelage of Trey Bass. He runs just the style, the way that he pauses to maybe just a half a second to see where the hole is, where his next move is. That is Trey Bass-esque.
Yep.
Still got to work a bit on the explosion out of that pause. It's lose a bit of its effectiveness if you can't accelerate straight out of it. But, man, the youth of Omar, just to imagine him in a couple of years, even next year, as much as he's already developed this season, I mean, the future is so bright for this kid, honestly. And you can see exactly where that comparison comes from, and it's warranted.
Handoff this time is to Gooch. Chase wraps it up with both arms and gets it to the 48-yard line, a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, and Wildcats are doing exactly what you would want them to do here on this drive, eating that clock up now, just 4 minutes to play.
Offense has been borderline flawless. You take away that fumble earlier in the half, and like I said with Warnies, you can't just look back and take away those turnovers. But outside of that, whatever the offense is needed to do given the situation, they have answered the call, whether it be that they need a big play to gain the momentum, whether they just need to go down and score. And now in this situation where you just need to hold on to the ball, it's been a nearly perfect game for the offense, and maybe we talked about him a little too much.
Speaking of holding on to the ball, Luke drops the snap, but he does land back on it for about to the line of scrimmage. So nothing hurt real bad there, but it's 3rd down now and 5.
Even there, you bobble the snap, and Luke does a really, really good job of not trying to do too much. We've seen in the past where he's bobbled a snap, tried to pick it up and make something happen, but really good awareness from a young sophomore quarterback to say, okay, we're up by 4 scores, we're trying to milk clock, let me just fall on this, and we'll pick this up on 3rd down.
Under 3 minutes to play. Wildcats have got their 5-minute drive. First down here, we'll put a capper on it. Who you going to give it to? Leo Stutzman. First
Who
down
else?
to the 40, running over Raiders inside the 40 to the 39. And that will do it for this one. That'll be the last first down the Wildcats will have to get, as the clock will run with 2:35 left.
I'll tell you this, and we said this about Trey Bass several times, I'll say it about Leo. A lot of colleges are going to be upset they missed out on this kid. I can promise you that. Whatever position he plays at the next level, he can be a running back, wide receiver, a special teams guy, a return specialist. Wherever he ends up, some school is going to be really thrilled they got him, and a lot of schools are going to be upset they missed out on him because he is just a playmaker. You can't teach that.
Richardson hands it to Gooch to the 36, gain of 3, under 2 minutes to play. I believe, Tyler, this is one stat I forgot to go and look, but I think this will be 16 district wins in a row for Franklin Simpson, I think.
Think about that. This senior class out here on the field.
Well, they've played in the state championship game.
3 state championship appearances. They've got 2 rings, and here they are on senior night. They're going to finish their careers perfect in regular season district play.
Richardson drops a snap again, picks it up and is tackled for about a yard loss. But a minute to play now, and Wildcats can run another play. Probably could even just go to victory formation on this one. Warnies is not going to call a timeout, obviously.
And you're looking at a senior class not only that won those championships, but if you go back to last year's championship game, who was the big playmaker that broke that one open? It was Leo Stutzman playing here on senior night, who was a key contributor on that defense. A couple of guys in Chase Gooch and Connor Rogers, they weren't just members of those championships team. Tedrick Partinger, so much in terms of contribution. Dude had a higher average yard per carry than Trey Bass last year in that complimentary back row. These guys contributed solely to those championship rings. They have them, they have earned them, and they've earned themselves a big win here on senior night.
Wildcats win it 48-21 over the Warriors.